Hi, I'm Dashe Roberts, the author of the Sticky Pine series, a mystery, science fiction, middle grade adventure. The first book in the series is called The Big Wolf Conspiracy. The second in the series is called The Thing at Black Hole Lake. And the third is called The Valley of the Strange. And these books all center around a protagonist called Lucy Sladen and her friend Milo Fisher and their adventures as they seek to uncover the mysterious happenings and strange disappearances that occur in their sleepy hometown in the Pacific Northwest called Sticky Pines. This series was inspired in part by my love of the Pacific Northwest, which features these grand landscapes that are covered in dense forests, and I just felt like anything could be lurking in there, and you just never know it. And another part of the inspiration for the series is everything that I've come to learn about just how much mankind has been mistaken about what it thinks it understands about the world around us and about the universe as well. There have been times when we thought that the Earth was the center of the universe and that everything revolved around it. And we couldn't have been more wrong. So what else are we wrong about? Now, as I said, Sticky Pines is a science fiction story. And what makes science fiction different from something like fantasy, where there can be quite a fine line between those two genres, because science fiction and fantasy both include supernatural events or things that don't currently occur in our world. But I think what makes a science fiction story is that those events do have a scientific explanation behind them. And you could really imagine them happening in the real world that we live in, with just a few tweaks or changes to the way things are now. And another thing about science fiction stories is that they tend to deal with big ideas and they ask big questions about the world around us, about what it means to be human, about our understanding of the universe. And so if you wanted to write your own science fiction story, I think I would like to start with a big question. And one of the big questions that I ask when I was writing my series is, what if some of these mysterious myths and legends that we've learned about as kids and dismissed as something that's not real, what if it really was real? And how exactly could that be? And now here is a taste of the Valley of the Strange. Chapter 7, Shadow and Stone. With a spray of gravel, Lucy and Milo slid their bikes to a stop in front of a decrepit one-story bungalow on the north side of Black Hole Lake. The house was situated in dense woodland with no neighbors in sight. Faded yellow paint peeled from its ramshackle exterior, and dusty spiderwebs billowed beneath the eaves like restless spirits. "Well," said Milo. The sun disappeared behind a swiftly drifting fluff of clouds, sending goosebumps across his arms in the sudden cold. "Alistair Challone's place sure looks cozy, doesn't it?" said Lucy. Milo couldn't tell whether she was joking. It was Saturday, and after a late Friday evening spent doing research at the public library, Lucy had finally figured out where Challone, one of the missing pretenders, used to live. It was a small breakthrough in an otherwise cold investigation. "And we're sure he's gone?" asked Milo. Lucy peeked through a darkened window. "Looks like it." "Looks can be deceiving." Milo anxiously scanned the trees around them, their branches draped with lacy sheaths of moss that swayed in the breeze. He had the distinct feeling they were being watched, though he hadn't seen anyone around. But the pretenders could morph into all kinds of creatures, big or small. They could be anywhere. They could be anything. What if he is here?" Lucy slammed her fist into her palm. "Then we ask him a bugload of questions." She tromped up the steps and, with a rusty squeal, opened up a screen door that was full of holes and half off its hinges. "Knock, knock, knock," she rapped on the front door. There was no response from inside. "See? Told you no one's home." She tried the handle, but the door was locked. "Oh, darn," Milo tried to sound disappointed. "Shall we go to Buck's Burger Barn? I'd kill for some Cajun curly fries." "Hold on a sec." Lucy lifted the trout-shaped doormat, then stood up triumphantly, a spare key in her hand. This is such a small town. Even the supernatural mutants don't take reasonable security precautions. Lucy opened the front door with a scream. "Hello?" she called. There was no answer. She waved for Milo to follow. Reluctantly, he obliged. I hope you've enjoyed this little taste of the Valley of the Strange, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Sticky Pines series. Thank you so much.